Hello everybody, this is the 39th lecture for us on Mustahad al-Qasir. Today we are answering Book 15 Academic, Test 2, Passage number 3, Having a Laugh. We have questions from 27 to 31 say, choose the correct letter A, B, C or D. So, 27 says, we're referring to laughter in the first paragraph. The writer emphasizes. Okay, let's read the first paragraph. Humans start developing a sense of humor as early as 6 weeks old, when babies begin to laugh and smile in response to stimuli. Laughter is universal across all human cultures and even exists in some form in rats, chimps and bonobos. Like other human emotions and expressions, laughter and humor provide psychological scientists with rich resources for studying human psychology, ranging from the development of language to the neuroscience of social perception. So, A. Its impact on language? No. B. Its function in human culture? No. C. Its value to scientific research. So the answer will be C, because in the last two lines says provide psychological scientists with rich resources for studying human psychology. That means its value to scientific research. Okay, 28. What does the writer suggest about Charlie Douglas? We have here in the second paragraph, fear is focusing on the evolution of laughter, point to it as an important adaptation for social communication. Take for example the recorded laughter in TV comedy shows. Back in 1950, US sound engineer Charlie Douglas hated dealing with the unpredictable laughter of live audiences, so started recording his own laughter tracks. These were intended to help people at home feel like they were in a social situation such as a crowded theater. So let's see. 28. He understood the importance of enjoying humor in a group setting. Yes, because here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the fifth line in the middle, these were intended to help people at home feel like they were in a social situation such as a crowded theater. So it's here he understood the importance of enjoying humor in a group setting. A. Let's go on. 29 says, what makes the Santa Cruz study particularly significant? In one study conducted in 2016, samples of laughter from pairs of English-speaking students were recorded at the University of California, Santa Cruz. A team made up of more than 30 psychological scientists, anthropologists, and biologists, and then played these recordings to listeners from 24 diverse societies, from indigenous tribes in New Guinea to city dwellers in India and Europe. Participants were asked whether they thought the people laughing were friends or strangers. On average, the results were remarkably consistent. Worldwide, people's guesses were correct approximately 60% of the time. So, A. Various different types of laughter that were studied? No. B. The similar results produced by a wide range of cultures? Yes, because he's saying from 24 diverse societies, participants were asked whether they thought the people laughing were friends or strangers. On average, the results were remarkably consistent. Worldwide, people's guesses were correct approximately 60% of the time. So the answer is B. the similar results produced by a wide range of cultures. Okay. 30. Which of the following happened in the San Diego study? Let's see the other paragraph. Researchers have also found that different types of laughter serve as codes to complex human social hierarchies. A team led by Christopher Ovis from the University of California, San Diego, found that high-status individuals had different laughs from low-status individuals, and the strangest judgments of an individual's social status were influenced by the dominant or submissive quality of their laughter. So 30. A. Some participants became very upset. No. Participants exchange 29. A. Various different types of laughter that were studied. No, sorry, we did 29. Sorry. 30. Which of the following happened in San Diego study? A. Some participants became very upset. No. B. Participants exchanged roles. Okay. C. Participants who hadn't met before became friends. D. Some participants were unable to laugh. Let's see from the third line. Found that high-status individuals had different laughs from low-status individuals, and that strangers' judgments of an individual's social status were influenced by the dominant or submissive quality of their laughter. In their study, 48 male college students were randomly assigned to a group of 4, with each group composed of 2 low-status members who had just joined their college fraternity group, and 2 high-status members, older students who had been active in the fraternity for the latest 2 years, for at least 2 years. Laughter was recorded as each student took a turn at being teased by the others, involving the use of mildly insulting nicknames. Analysts revealed that, as expected, high-status individuals produced more dominant laughs and fewer submissive laughs relative to the low-status individuals. Okay, so here it means they exchanged the roles. That means participants exchange roles. In this case, 30 will be B. 31. In the 5th paragraph, what did the results of the San Diego study suggest? Let's see the results in the 5th paragraph. A random group of volunteers then listened to an equal number of dominant and submissive laughs from both the high and low status individuals, and were asked to estimate the social status of the laughter. In line with predictions, laughers producing dominant laughs were perceived to be significantly higher in status than laughers producing submissive laughs. This was particularly true for low-status individuals, who were rated as significantly higher in status when displaying a dominant versus submissive laugh. Ovis and colleagues note, thus by strategically displaying more dominant laughter when the context allows low-status individuals may achieve higher status in the eyes of others. However, high-status individuals were rated as high status where they produced their natural dominant laugh or tried to do a submissive one. So, 31. In the 5th paragraph, what did the results of San Diego study suggest? A. It's clear whether a dominant laugh is produced by a high or low status person. No. Low status individuals in a position of power will still produce submissive laughs. No. C. Submissive laughs of low and high status individuals are surprisingly similar. No, they are different. D. High status individuals can always be identified by their way of laughing. Yes, because we have in the fourth line, this was particularly true for low status individuals who were rated as significantly higher in status when displaying a dominant versus submissive love. That's the answer. Okay, now we don't need those other paragraphs because we've already answered all of them, because the last one was 31 in the fifth paragraph. Let's move. We have questions here from 32 to 36. The benefits of a humor. In one study at Australian National University, it talks about the Australian National University. Okay, then we have yes, no, not given. 37 to 40. 37 says, participants in the Santa Cruz study were more accurate at identifying the loves of friends than those of strangers. So this one could be found in the third paragraph. Let's move on. In one study conducted in 2016, samples of laughter from pairs of English-speaking students were recorded at the University of California, Santa Cruz. A team made up of more than 30 psychological scientists, anthropologists, and biologists then played these recordings to listeners from 24 diverse societies, from indigenous tribes in New Guinea to city dwellers in India and Europe. Participants were asked whether they thought the people laughing were friends or strangers. On average, the results were remarkably consistent. Okay, participants in the Santa Cruz study were more accurate at identifying the loves of friends than those of strangers. It's not mentioned. It's not mentioned at all. So this one is not given. Okay, 38. The researchers in the San Diego study were correct in their predictions regarding the behavior of the high-status individuals. Let's see. Researchers have also found that different types of laughter serve as codes as complex human social hierarchies. A team led by Christopher Ovis from the University of California, San Diego, found that high-status individuals had different loves from low-status individuals. So the researchers in the San Diego study were correct in their predictions regarding the behavior of the high-status individuals. Yes, because we have in the third line found that high-status individuals had different lives. So, from low-status individuals. That's the answer. So it's yes. Okay, let's move on to 2 to 36 and 39 to 40 because they talk about Australian National University. Here we have no, sorry, not here. Yes, it's here, sorry. The students then completed a task requiring persistence in which they were asked to guess the potential performance of employees based on provided profiles, and were told that making 10 correct assessments in a row would lead to a win. However, the software was programmed such that it was nearly impossible to achieve 10 consecutive correct answers. Participants were allowed to quit the task at any point. Students who had watched the Mr. Bean video ended up spending significant more time working on the task, making twice as many predictions as the other two groups. Cheng and Wang then replicated these results in a second study, during which they had participants completed long multiplication questions by hand. Again, participants who watched the humorous video spent significantly more time working on this tedious task and completed more questions correctly than did the students in either of the groups. Although humor has been found to help relieve stress, and facilitate social relationships. The traditional view of the task performance implies that individuals should avoid things such as a human that may distract them from the accomplishment of task goals. Cheng and Wang conclude, we suggest that the humor is not only enjoyable but more importantly energizing. Okay, now the choices. In one study at Australian National University, randomly chosen groups of participants were shown one of three videos, each designed to generate a different kind of gap. The answer will be F, emotion. Why? Because in the previous paragraph they talked about the Australian National University, and they said it's funny or humorous, and also they said it's boring, let's say, and also they said it's something like that. So in this case it will talk about emotions because we take it comprehensively. So 32 will be F. Okay, 33. Let's go on with it. When all participants were then given a deliberately frustrating task to do, it was found that those who had watched the gap video persisted with the task for longer and tried harder to accomplish the task there. Okay, so those who did Mr. Bean, which is the funny one, which means amusing, H. Why? Because in the last line of this paragraph on the left, if you see, making it twice as many predictions as the other two groups. Okay, let's go on with the other questions. Produce similar results. Okay, we have 34. A second study in which participants were asked to perform a particularly gap task produced similar results. So in this case it will be boring because it talks about here Cheng and Wang where they replicated these results in a second study during which they had participants complete long multiplication questions by hand. Again, participants who watched the humorous video spent significantly more time working on this tedious task and completed more questions correctly than did the students in either of the other groups. But also it means let's go back, students who had watched the subject. Okay, the same results we have, because we have the third line, 10 correct assessments in a row would lead to a win. However, the software was programmed such that it was nearly impossible to achieve 2 consecutive correct answers. Okay, so let's go on. According to researchers David Cheng and Lu Wang, these findings suggest that the humor not only reduces anxiety. The answer D. Why? Because in the last paragraph, okay, it says, although humor has been found to help relieve stress and facilitate social relationships. Okay, so it reduces, relieve, that means reduces anxiety, stress. Okay, the last one says, but it may also have a gap effect on the body and mind, stimulating. E. Why? Because in the last line says that the humor is not only enjoyable but more importantly energizing, to give people energy. That means it stimulates the body and the mind. Okay, that means 32 will be F, 33 H, 34 C, 35 D, and 36 E. Let's go to 39 and 40. 39. The participants in the Australian National University study were given a fixed amount of time to complete the task focusing on employees' profiles. Let's see here on the paragraph to the left. It says, let's see, the third line. However, software was a program such that it was nearly impossible to achieve 10 consecutive correct answers. Participants were allowed to quit the task at any point. So the answer will be no, because it gives wrong information. 40. Chen and Wang's conclusions were in line with established notions regarding task performance. Cheng and Wang then replicated these results in a second study, during which they had participants completed long multiplication questions by hand again. Okay, the last paragraph. Although humor has been found to help relieve stress and facilitate social relationships, the traditional view of task performance implies that individuals should avoid things such as humor that may distract them from the accomplishment of task goals. So Cheng and Wang's conclusion were in line with established notions regarding task performance. No, it gives wrong information. Okay, thank you very much. Wish that you enjoyed this lecture. If you liked it and got the benefit of it, please press the button of subscribe. If you have any questions, write them in the comments. If you have any criticism, write it in the comments too. Thank you very much for watching. That was Mr. Haidar Qasir with you.